Hi, so today I am going to do the newbie Booktube tag. I haven't been tagged by anyone because I don't really have anyone watching me at the moment, but I thought I'd just do it anyway, just because it looked like a good idea. So, the first question was, why did you start on Booktube? So I started because, firstly, I'm not the most confident of people, so it's quite nice to be able to put myself out there a bit, but there's like a screen between me and you. So the worst you can do to me is put a nasty comment, and I hope nobody would do that. So that's probably why I'm doing it. So I can put myself out there and make some new friends and talk about books and not get hurt by people coming towards me. So unique things that I bring to Booktube. I don't know what I'd bring that's unique, but I think that everybody who watches Booktube and reads, I think, is a certain kind of person, and I think it's a nice little club. So I don't think I necessarily bring anything different. I just think that I like to feel as I'm a part of your club. Sorry, my hair is dripping all over the place. It's like I just had a shower and I couldn't be bothered to blow dry it, so that's why I've got the beanie on today. So, things I'm most excited about, I think it's probably meeting people and just getting to have a good conversation about books. I'm also a writer as well, so I'll probably talk a little bit about writing, and I also run, so you might see the odd video about long distance running on here. So I know that probably won't interest a whole bunch of people, but it's my channel. Why do I love reading? So I love reading for escapism. I think that the world is kind of a horrible place. I mean, it can be a good place, but it can also be horrific. There are some horrible people out there. I don't really have a career as such. I'm never going to be one of those successful business women who make loads of money, and yeah, I just really don't like the real world. So, and I mean, I work in a forest as well, which is lovely, because again, it's escapism. I can just go out to the forest, put my headphones in and just escape, and I can make up my own stories, and that's what books do. So when I get home from having escaped in the forest, I just escape to a book. So yeah, I just don't live in this world, really. Book that got me into reading. So I'm from the UK, obviously, and here we have, when we start reading at school, we have these books called the Oxford Reading Tree. The first book that everyone in the UK reads, unless you've read before you got to school, is Kipper's Party. That book is amazing, and I defy anyone to say that there is a better book than Kipper's Party. It's just great. I mean, if you ever see it, like, as an adult, it brings back so much nostalgia. Kipper's Party. He makes a cake and he puts loads of crap in it, and it's the best book ever. So that's probably the book that got me into reading. But my first proper book that I read, I was about 7, and I read Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. I read it so long. Obviously, I read it when I was 7, so what, we're talking like 25 years now. So, yeah, I read it so long ago that I couldn't even tell you what it's about. I know it's about a spider, and I think there might be a pig in it. I don't know. But I remember loving it. If there was a pig in it, I loved it, and I got into reading. So, question for famous or successful booktubers. So I think the biggest questions I have are, how do you fit in the time to read the amount you read? Some of them read up to like 200 books a month. I mean, that's insane. 200 books a month. That's just 200, not 200 a month, 200 a year. 200 a month would be insane. So yeah, how do you fit in all that reading? That's incredible. And also, how do you stop yourself going, and I mean, I know you edit, but I feel like I'm stumbling all over the place. I feel so uncomfortable on camera, and then I play myself back and I hate it. So I mean, I'd love to know if people who are good at this thing, do you hate listening to yourself on tape? Because I hate it. If I try and edit, I'm not very techie, so my editing skills are naff. But if I do try and edit, it still looks awful. So yeah, questions on making it look a little bit more professional would always be high on my list. So what challenges will be hard to overcome? And I think that goes hand in hand. It's just time. And again, I'm not very techie, so editing. And I don't have a bookshelf. I don't come from a family of readers, so my books are all like stuffed under my bed and they're all in cupboards. So I don't have like a posh bookshelf behind me like everyone else does. So maybe I should buy myself a bookshelf. I should go to IKEA and that'll sort that one out. So I think I might do that, and then I can be like part of the club. So when did you start reading? Again, I think I've almost answered that. I started reading as a child. It wasn't like I got into reading as an older person. I did kind of fall out of love with reading a bit in my late teens when I was going out drinking and doing all the things that teenagers do. But I picked it up again when I did an Open University degree in literature, and I became a bit of a literature snob and would only read things that were written in the 1800s or before. But so that was when I kind of picked it back up again. But now I read absolutely anything. Where do you read? So I read almost exclusively in bed. I don't really have much time through the day, but I tend to go to bed early and I don't really fall asleep until after midnight. So I have this whole like 2.5, 3 hours of reading time in bed. So it suits me. I do want to, because as I say, I started working in a forest. I've got plenty of time to put headphones in and just wander around. So I was thinking of joining or getting a subscription to Audible, because I know that they do some really good books on there, and I've not really experimented with audiobooks before, so I think I'd probably quite enjoy that. So I think I'm going to do that, and then I could say I'm reading at work as well. I don't think my boss would like that. And then the final question, what kind of books do you like to read? So I read pretty much anything. I like to get recommendations, so I think that's how I started watching Booktube, because I was just looking for good things to read. I almost exclusively used to buy my books from the charity shop because it's cheap, but I've cut back on my expenses in life quite a bit recently, so it's given me free cash that I can kind of put towards books. I'm a bit more open to buying new stuff now. I've also discovered the Kindle app on my iPad, so I use that quite a bit as well. So yeah, I read a bit of everything, but I do like a good like new adult, young adult kind of teeny angsty type book, because even though I'm 32, I still think I'm 14, so that's probably what I like reading the most. But yeah, so that is the end of my newbie Booktube tag. Again, I don't have any friends, so I can't tag anyone. But anyone who wants to do it, who has watched this, it would be great. And any recommendations or ideas or answers to my questions, that would be great. Thanks. Bye.